You didn't yell at him today. You didn't forget to feed him. You didn't do anything that would show up on a list of bad dog owner behaviors. And yet, somewhere in the last 24 hours, you probably did at least one of 7 completely normal, completely unremarkable things that genuinely registered to your dog as a small heartbreak. Not abuse, not neglect, just quiet disappointment, the kind that doesn't show up as a behavior problem next week, the kind that just slowly, invisibly lowers the emotional temperature of your relationship one ordinary Tuesday at a time. These things are so normal, so universally accepted as just life, that almost nobody questions them. You've probably done several of them this week without a single moment of guilt, because there was nothing to feel guilty about. You didn't know. Now you will. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to change, and most of it costs you nothing but 2 minutes of attention. Number 1, looking at your phone during his big moment. He brought you the toy. He did the thing, the trot over, the drop at your feet, the expectant look that took every ounce of canine enthusiasm he had. And you were mid-scroll. You said, "Good boy," without looking. Maybe you didn't even say that.
In a sense, he offered you an invitation, a genuine social bid for connection, and it bounced off a glowing rectangle. Dogs don't understand, "I'm just checking something quickly." They understand attention or absence. There's no in-between setting on a dog's radar. He's not going to complain. He's going to quietly lower his expectations of you. And a dog who's learned not to bother inviting you into his joy is a dog who's experienced a small, repeated heartbreak that never once looked dramatic from the outside. To fix, when he brings you something, put the phone down. 3 seconds of full attention. That's the whole fix. Number 2, rushing the sniff walk. You're not trying to be unkind. You have somewhere to be. The walk has a schedule, and that lamppost is not on it. For your dog, sniffing isn't a delay in the walk. Sniffing is the walk. His nose is his primary information channel, the way his brain reads the news, checks who's been by, catalogs the entire emotional and social landscape of the neighborhood. Pulling him away mid-sniff is the equivalent of someone snatching your phone away while you're 3 paragraphs into a genuinely interesting article. Technically, you got some screen time. Functionally, you got nothing. Do this consistently. Every walk, every tug, every "come on, we don't have time," and you're not just rushing a walk.
You're repeatedly cutting off the one activity that does the most for his actual mental well-being. To fix, build in 5 extra minutes. Let him finish the sentence at the lamppost. His whole nervous system will thank you. Number 3, petting him like a reflex instead of like you mean it. There's a specific kind of petting that isn't really for your dog at all. It's the pat, pat, pat you do without looking. The same motion repeated identically, eyes fixed on a screen the entire time. Technically contact, functionally absent. Dogs can tell the difference between touch that's relational and touch that's automatic, the same way you can tell the difference between a hug from someone who means it and the sidearm half hug you give a coworker at an office party. Same basic motion, completely different experience to receive. To fix, when you pet him, look at him, even for 10 seconds. The difference in his response will be immediate and obvious once you start paying attention to it. If you're sitting there feeling a little called out, good. That means this is working. This channel exists to show you the things nobody else explains about your dog's actual emotional world. Subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and come back every week, because we've still got 4 more on this list, and you will agree with me that number 7 is something you've probably done in the last hour without even realizing it. Number 4, leaving without saying goodbye. You've probably been told that sneaking out is kinder, that making a big deal of leaving winds him up, so it's better to just slip away quietly while he's distracted. Whether or not, the fact is that he notices anyway. He almost always notices, and what he experiences isn't a smooth, anxiety-free departure. He experiences your sudden, unexplained disappearance, which, to a creature who relies entirely on you for context about what's happening in his world, is genuinely more unsettling than a calm, predictable goodbye. Think about it from his side. One moment you exist in the house. The next moment, without warning, without explanation, you simply don't. That's not less stressful than a goodbye. That's the plot of a low-budget horror movie where someone vanishes mid-sentence. To fix, a calm, brief, unceremonious goodbye. Not dramatic, not prolonged, just acknowledged, gives him the information his nervous system actually needs. This is happening, it's expected, I'll be back. Predictability is what soothes a dog. Mystery is what unsettles one. Number 5. Correcting him in a tone that doesn't match the crime. He made a small mistake. You responded with a tone built for something much bigger. Dogs cannot calibrate the severity of your reaction against the severity of what they actually did. That requires a level of abstract reasoning dogs don't have. What they can read with total precision is your tone, volume, and body language. A minor infraction met with a major emotional response doesn't teach him, don't do that specific thing. It teaches him this person's reactions are unpredictable and sometimes frightening, which is a far more corrosive lesson and one that has nothing to do with sandwiches. To fix, match your tone to the actual stakes. A counter-surfed sandwich gets a firm, calm off. It doesn't get the voice you'd use if he ran into traffic. Save the big reactions for the moments that are actually big. Number 6, comparing him. This one sounds absurd to even mention. He doesn't understand English. Surely the words don't matter. The words don't. The tone does. And dogs are exceptionally good at reading tone even when the content is completely lost on them. When you talk about your dog in a flat, dismissive, or mildly disappointed tone, even to someone else, even about something as harmless as comparing him to a previous pet, your dog picks up the emotional residue of that conversation without understanding a single word of it. He doesn't know you said, "not as smart." He knows you sounded a certain way while looking in his general direction, and dogs build emotional associations off exactly that kind of ambient signal. To fix, this isn't about walking on eggshells, it's just awareness. If you wouldn't want a toddler picking up on the tone of what you're saying about them, apply the same instinct here. He's listening to how you sound far more than you realize. Number 7, treating settle down as the default response to excitement. He's thrilled you're home. His whole body is saying it, and the first thing he hears is a request to dial it down. Occasionally, this is completely reasonable. Sometimes you genuinely need calm, and that's a fair ask. But when settle down becomes the automatic default every single time response to his joy, you're quietly teaching him that his happiest, most genuine expressions of excitement are an inconvenience to manage, rather than something to be met. To fix, let the greeting happen. Match a little of his energy for the first 10 seconds before you ask for calm. He waited all day for this exact moment. Let him have it before you manage it. None of these 7 things make you a bad dog owner. Every single one of them is something almost everyone does almost every day without a shred of bad intention. That's exactly what makes them worth knowing. Cruelty is easy to recognize and easy to avoid. These quiet, ordinary moments are harder because they don't look like anything from the outside. They just slowly, invisibly teach your dog to expect a little less from you than he actually deserves. The phone you put down, the sniff you let him finish, the pet that comes with eye contact, the goodbye instead of the disappearing act, the tone that matches the moment, the words you choose even when he can't understand them, the joy you let him have before you ask him to settle, none of it costs money. Almost none of it costs more than a few extra seconds. But to him, it's the difference between a life that feels secure and a life that feels quietly, persistently uncertain. If this video made you wince even once, that's exactly what it was supposed to do. Not to make you feel bad, to make you notice. Like this video, it helps more dog owners catch these things before they become patterns. Comment below with the one thing on this list you're going to change starting today. And subscribe if you aren't already here. This channel exists to show you the parts of your dog's emotional world that nobody else bothers to explain, delivered every week with real science behind every word. He forgives you for all 7 of these every single time. The least you can do is notice. Subscribe. We'll see you next week.